Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to YouTube 101, the show where I help you run a more successful YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about intros. You'll notice that I actually put my intro on this video. Some videos I have it on, some videos I don't, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the point of this video is for me to teach you how to make a good intro and what makes an intro good, and probably more importantly, what makes an intro bad and what you should avoid in your intro. If you haven't noticed, in the upper left-hand corner there's a big Elgato Gaming brand. This video is sponsored by Elgato Gaming, and what they want me to do is help you get better at YouTube. They want the people that have bought their capture cards to get the most out of what they own. So let's talk about the purpose of an intro. An intro serves three purposes to the audience. Number one is self-branding. It lets the audience know a little bit about you and who you are and what you are. You can do this by the images you display, the art style, the colors, and simply brands your name on it. Number two is it indicates video quality. A very well-made intro or a particular art style or something like that will indicate a certain quality, whereas a very poorly made intro will indicate that the following video might not be so great. Lastly, it allows your users to adjust their volume level. Everybody on YouTube records and edits videos in different volume levels. Some are very loud, some are rather quiet, and the intro should be the same volume as your voice or your song or your montage or whatever it is that you're producing, so that people know how to adjust their headsets and their speakers. It's especially important for earphone or headset users because sometimes the intro can be quiet and then your voice can just absolutely blow them away, which is very painful, and they'll be frustrated and turn off the video. So let's talk about how to make your intro good. The first thing you want to know about a good intro is that it should be short. This seems counter to logic to some people, and I do admit in the past I fell victim to this. I thought that a long, elaborate, artsy video was good, but that's not true. The shorter the better in most cases. I say about 4 seconds at minimum and about 9 seconds tops. YouTube viewers, being you people watching this video, and human beings in general, have a very, very short attention span, and the internet is all about instant gratification. If they click on a video and they want to watch something, for me it's a gun guide, and there's a 15-second, 30-second intro, something very, very long, they're going to get bored and just click away. This can be statistically proven. You talk to any big YouTuber that used to run long intros, and they probably have the analytics there in YouTube to show just people click off in the intros because they're too long or too boring. Secondly, your intro should be simple, clean, and have your brand on it. This seems like it would be obvious, but a lot of people try to do very elaborate intros with all sorts of 3D effects and spinning and animations and guns and violence, and just, it gets too much at a point. Oftentimes simple textual or small artistic designs, geometric shapes, something like that that moves really fast and has very calming music is better than, a whole bunch of explosions and quickscopes and people flying through buildings, or, in Minecraft, like your craziest, zaniest moment where you scream at something being the intro is not as good as just a simple overlay for your brand to just roll in and then roll out very quickly. As an example of this, I purposefully made a bad intro. I made it about as bad as I could and combined all of the most common mistakes into one intro. You'll probably find it funny, so that's going to be my example of bad. And then immediately thereafter, we're going to follow up with an example of a good intro. The good intro is not going to be my own. It's from Level Cap Gaming. If you don't know Level Cap, I linked his channel down there in the description because he was nice enough to give me the intro, no questions asked. But Level Caps is an example of a near perfect intro. It's short, simple, branded, calming, everything that's good. So let's go ahead and show those examples. I hope you could tell the difference between the intro for XX Quickscopes, XXX, and Level Cap Gaming. The next part seems kind of obvious, but it does tie into that. If you didn't notice, the intro for XX Quickscopes or whatever wasn't quite in the right aspect ratio. It was floating in this black space in the video. Your intro should be in the same aspect ratio in the video that you're doing. Having a 4:3 intro on a 16:9 video or vice versa just looks very unprofessional. So make sure that your aspect ratios level up, and make sure that they're at the same volume level as the rest of the video. That's so that you don't have people adjusting their volume and getting their ears blown out, or turning it down and then not being able to hear your voice. This isn't something that's a secret. It's just a standard mark of good quality, of a good editor, of somebody that cares about their craft and cares about their work. If these things line up, it will subconsciously say to the viewer that these things are good and that this video is good. Moving near the end of the episode, I wanted to talk about show intros and standard intros, because a lot of YouTubers will have a standard intro for every video, and then some of their more popular shows videos will also have an intro. So what you do not want to do is you do not want to stack your standard intro with the show intro, because it gets too long and you're getting out in that 15, 20, 30, 40 second range that's just too much and people drop off, and it's double branded and a little bit disjointed. So let me show you an example of what in-depth would look like if I combined it with my standard intro and the in-depth intro. Not very good, right? If you have a show that needs its own intro, that's its own thing, that's popular, you should probably include your personal branding in the show intro. And the example I would use of this is the Noob vs. Pro intro, which I do plan to use very shortly.
Give me the controller. Oh, you make me lose! Drifter!
That's it for the tips. Save this one last nugget of advice. Sometimes you just don't need an intro at all. Sometimes a video best starts out with just you introducing yourself, with just the gameplay. If it's, depending on the video, if it's really short, you don't need an intro. If you want to jump into the topic really fast and hook somebody, you don't need an intro. Some videos you do need an intro. I would say shows are better with intros, but little vloggy, personal kind of things, not better with intros. Make your own mind up whether you need them or not. Here at the end of the video is the Elgato summary page. A good intro is relatively short, being between 4 and 9 seconds long. If it's shorter than 4 seconds, people might not be able to read it, and if it's longer than 9 seconds, you're getting too long and getting into that danger zone of boring people. It's clean, it's simple, and introduces you. It should roll your brand out, maybe a little bit of artwork, calming music, nothing crazy, introduce yourself, and then bounce on out. Nothing complicated. A very important note is that it should be of the same audio level as the rest of the video and the same aspect ratio so that it's congruent with what you're doing. And if you're running it with a show, don't stack it with your show intro. Make sure that your show intro has all the branding that you need on it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that you learned something useful, and if you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.